Rundown.
Davis Fang, Sydney, Australia. Very hello time of the day to you.
Hello, and it is evening, of course.
Of course.
I think that you should know by now. Come on, David.
I'm very, very silly. So, you've got some really interesting stories. Tell us your first one.
Yeah, so there's a new startup, imagine that. Well, it's called Humane, and it's led by two ex-Apple employees, and they've taken the internet by a storm this week with a new device called the Humane AI Pin. And I think that personally, it's one of the most overhyped, ridiculous products that I've ever seen. Do we want to guess what it is?
I haven't a clue.
A folding phone.
No, it's not a
Close.
What's it? So, hang on a minute. It's called Humane AI Pin.
Yes.
I have no idea. What is it?
Well, it is essentially a smart home speaker that you can wear on your shirt. It's got a few additional features that we'll touch upon later. But yeah, it's a very bizarre product. My problem with the AI Pin is that it's
hang on a minute, we're looking at pictures. Where do you stick that?
Well, it fits on your shirt. It's got a magnet that attaches to its battery, and you just sandwich your shirt in between. My concern with the AI Pin is how it's pitched. It's pitched as a device to replace your smartphone, and it's priced like one as well at $700 US. But not only does it cost $700 US, but you have to pay an additional $24 a month to use it, and it can only do roughly 1% of what a smartphone is able to do. And as you saw earlier on the screen, like you are supposed to interact with it because it doesn't have a screen with your voice.
Right.
And you sort of press a button and it uses ChatGPT to answer you, a little bit like how Siri or Google Assistant does. And unfortunately, during the demo, it was a little bit embarrassing because they asked it when the next eclipse would be and where would be the best place to see it, and it got that answer wrong. And it also,
like David and his facts.
My facts are wrong. Carry on, Davis. Ignore René.
Yeah, and also it's got a camera as well, so not only can it take pictures, but in the demo they held some almonds in his hand and asked it how much protein was in it, and he got that answer wrong as well. So we can see that because it's reliant on ChatGPT, it faces all the same hallucinations that all AI devices seem to get. So, but my concern is, like, how did they not notice this on the promo video? It's absolutely ridiculous. I think a smart watch or smart glasses is a far more effective tool for what it's trying to achieve. I feel like that this will not be popular.
Yeah, I think even those Google glasses, they didn't take off. I had a friend who bought them, which was a complete waste of money. Now, the next story is about something called Omegle. Tell us what that is and why it was forced to shut down.
Yeah, so Omegle, I don't know if you guys have used it, but it was a popular video chat website, and it shut down after 14 long years. It's been around for ages. Well, if you don't know, the idea around the website was that it's a service that paired strangers together to sort of promote the idea of meeting people randomly on the street. So you'd go on your webcam and it'll pair you up with someone completely random. It was put to some good use. A lot of celebrities used it to meet their fans, quite unsuspecting ways, but during the pandemic it saw a resurgence because a lot of people used it as a way to meet people when they were feeling especially lonely. But obviously there's a very dark side as well, because Omegle, while officially only allowed minors over the age of 13 to use it if they were accompanied by an adult, obviously there was very little moderation, and this has led to much scrutiny and lawsuits. Last week the website settled a lawsuit where a woman claimed that when she was 11 she was matched with a man in his 30s who forced her to take naked photos and videos of herself over a 3-year period. So there's lots of examples of this. It's very terrible and very sad. So we must remember when using services and websites like this that minors should never be unaccompanied when using Omegle. Obviously moderation would have been great to have, but it's a little bit sad that such a long-running platform that a lot of people liked has been forced to shut down.
I think this just reinforces the conversation that parents need to have with their children about the dangers of going online and just not believing everyone at face value when they tell you who they are or how old they are and so on. Moving on to your final story now. I love this, and probably I need one of these before I text anyone. So a smartphone may be able to tell you how drunk you are, which I think is an excellent idea and stops you drunk texting people.
Yes, that's definitely one use case that I wasn't thinking of. But a study from Stanford University recently managed to achieve, with 98% accuracy, it was able to tell you how drunk you were just from a little voice clip that you give to your smartphone. So if you recall, recently we covered a story where researchers from Click Labs in Toronto developed an AI program that could detect the presence of type 2 diabetes from just listening to your voice. And now it appears that, using the same sort of technology, your smartphone can detect how drunk you are. So the study put recordings of people's voices saying various tongue twisters into a program to measure things like frequency and pitch. And then when this data was put in the program to be analyzed, they found a 98% accuracy reading. So it could be very useful in applications like saying if you're safe to drive, if you've had a drink during dinner or something, or, drunk texts or stuff like that. I think, I don't know. I feel like it's impossible to stop people from drink driving completely, but this would allow people to make a more informed decision without having to get a proper breathalyzer, which is not very attractive on a night out.
No, I think it's absolutely fascinating. I think if it then decided you were drunk and it stops you texting, stops you emailing anyone...
I'm going to buy it for you.
Sorry?
Exactly.
I'm going to buy it for you.
Yeah, Renee's buying it for me. Davis, thank you very much. Really good to see you there, Davis Fang in Sydney, Australia, with his 3